and Gourmet. Today we'll be looking at some creative creations showcasing our featured ingredient, Philadelphia cream cheese. And to kick things off, I have a super simple recipe that I call Philly Farfalle. Now that's just fun to say. As always, we begin with our prep work, and today we'll be using spinach, sour cream, some chopped strawberry tomatoes, butter, buttermilk, and of course, cream cheese. I've got the pasta going and we've used half a box. First thing we want to do is soften our cream cheese. Now, the makers of Philadelphia cream cheese have been so kind as to include in here hints and tips so we know how to soften this. It takes about 6 seconds in the microwave. We're only going to be using 4 ounces, so we'll be slicing this block in half. If you cut it with the wrapper on, and you can save the other for later, it goes right back in the box. So, you're going to unwrap that, pop it in the microwave for about 6 seconds to soften it. You can drop that directly into your microwave-proof mixing bowl. Next you need a tablespoon of butter. This will then take about 15 seconds to soften up, or to melt actually, and we can dump that right in with the cream cheese. So go ahead and put that in the microwave as well. And while that's melting, I'm going to use some fresh chives. And all we need is a handful. We'll just grab some right off here. Kitchen scissors, folks, indispensable. Give them a quick rinse. And we can chop these directly into the bowl. So, just like such, we don't need, a handful or so. Use what you like. You like chives, extra chives, use extra. Okay. Next we're going to use about a half a cup of buttermilk. Okay, and we'll pour that directly into the mixing bowl as well, into which we will also add our melted butter, and about a half a cup of sour cream. Okay, and our pasta is just about ready, it seems. And we've got here about 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and we want some freshly ground black pepper. I like pepper, so I'm pretty generous with it. Now I use a hand mixer, but if you have an electric mixer, that's fine. And you just want to mix this up until it gets a nice creamy consistency. Now this may take a few minutes, and I'll give you an idea of what this is looking like. It's a little messy, but it's kind of fun. Okay. So we just give this a whirl, and folks, this is a no-cook sauce. So we do all our mixing and ingredients right in the bowl, and the heat from the pasta will heat it right up. So about halfway there, but just give you a look, see? Just want to keep mixing that right up to a nice creamy consistency. And while I'm mixing this up, do y'all know that Philadelphia cream cheese was actually introduced in 1885? That makes this cheese 115 years old. That's a long time. Must be good stuff. Alrighty. That's about done there. Okay, set this aside for the moment. Our pasta looks ready. So let's see. Another spoon. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and dump this in our strainer. And the pasta is just going to go directly right back into this pot. We just want to dump in the strainer to get rid of the remaining pasta water. Okay, let's give it a little shake. It's okay if a little water remains. We want that heat anyway. Okay, that goes right back into the pan, and it can go right back on the burner as well. Now, I cook with cast iron. It retains quite a bit of heat, and the heat remaining in this pan should be just enough to keep our sauce nice and warm. We take our sauce directly from the bowl and it goes right into the pot. Okay, and give that a good stir, get it nice and mixed up, nice and creamy. To this, we're going to add spinach and some strawberry tomatoes. Now, I've taken the liberty of dicing up most of them, but I want to show you just a few, give you an idea about techniques. Just give that a few turns with a spoon, get everything nice and mixed up. Okay. I have here about a cup of spinach I've already chopped up. I'll go ahead and dump that in. And I've used baby spinach leaves. Now, if you're not familiar with how to use spinach, you just want to pinch off all of these stems. We don't want those. And once you've pinched off the leaves, you stack them one on the other. It doesn't have to be perfect. And we're just going to roll those up. Grab our handy dandy chef knife. Always have your finger running down the rib of the knife there. We're going to use a pivoting motion. And simply chop, chop, chop. Okay, sometimes you might want to turn it just once, maybe go through one more time so you don't have too long pieces. It goes directly in the pot as well. Tomatoes, I've chopped most of them. Go ahead and dump those in. And again, just to give you an idea of how I've done that, just took a strawberry tomato. We sliced it once in half, and then in quarters. Now, the seeds can discolor your sauce, so you just give them a little scrape, out they come. That's great. We get the flavor, the consistency of the fruitiness of the tomato, and no discoloration in our sauce. Okay, so once you've scraped your seeds out, I cut them in half one more time. Into the pot they go. Okay, so if you need to, you can always turn the heat on a little bit. It's really not necessary. As you can see, there's still steam coming off of this pasta. It's done all it needs to do to warm this dish up. Give everything a few quick turns, get it mixed up nice together. And voila, you have Philly farfalle. Now, what makes this dish great is we're going to top it with some toasted chopped pecans. Now, I have taken the liberties of already doing that, but you can see they're chopped and crunchy. They've been toasted with butter and cayenne pepper. So, you should pass these around to your guests, and they can top their pasta as they see fit. And just to see how pretty these red and green colors look together, I have to get some in a dish for you. Okay. Now we simply top that with